The Little Things, as you can see, is a paper collection, but we've got some very fun things to pair with it, like some paper towel and other things, so please come play with us. Now, The Little Things is a paper collection. It's double-sided. You're going to get 2 of each sheet, and let me just show you every single sheet that's in here. So, as you can see, the flowers are fun, and the colors are colorful, and here is the second sheet, so an all-over pattern, and here is the third, tinier flowers in a lighter background. Then we have some fun zigzags, and then we have some words with the teal color and kind of a cream, and then we have, again, tiny flowers. Then on the back side, we have all-over patterns, so 2 dots, we have a gingham, we have another pattern and a gray, and then also a darker teal. Now, with these, we did some pairings, so I want to share that with you. So, our florals for colors. Now, this is paper towel, and I will get into how to do the paper towel, but many of you probably already know. They are die-cut sheets. They come in paper. They also come foiled. So you can kind of see how these are going to go together so perfectly. You can see how that teal plays nicely, as does the pink. There we go, right there. And we have more. So I'm going to bring in the Robin's Whimsy, and that's also going to go perfectly with those 2 reds and the blue. And then we also have hopscotch die cuts. Look at that. Again, just some really fun color combinations and ways that these can work together. Okay, so let me scoot these away and start with how do you do paper towel. So I'll bring this sheet in, and as I said, the images are all die cut, and they are in with colored numbers. So we're going to get in closer so that you can see that, and we'll focus. Well, I'll move this around so you can see. So here is a set that has a green number. So there's green 1, green 2, green 3, green 4. Those go together in that sequence. There's also a red 1, 2, 3, and 4. Those all go together. The blue set is what I've got ready for you. And what you do is just pop these out just like so. It is just that difficult. I swear I didn't do anything ahead of you seeing that. So that's number 1. Number 1 right there. Number 2 is this one. Now, I have already put some foam tape on the back, and that's what you use to layer them. And by the way, every single sheet has these directions on it. So I've placed some paper, some foam tape, and you just place it over the matching art like that. And it gives a lift to the art. So that was number 2. Number 3 in blue is this one. Pop that out. Again, I have foam tape on the back. I'm not taking the time to remove it, but I just wanted to show you for demonstration purposes. Number 4 is this one, and pop that out. Again, it has the foam tape on it so that you get a dimension, but it's really not terribly thick. The foam tape that we use is, there are a couple of them. There is our big roll of foam tape. Those foam tape lovers, this will do you well. It is about over 12 inches wide, and the foam tape is double-sided, of course, as all foam tape is. The other one that you can use are our squares, and these are 1/4 of an inch wide. So when you get tiny pieces, this is perfect. So you've got those options, and you can layer them, just as I said. Oh, in addition, on these sheets, almost all of them, there is some extra art, and it's labeled extra art, just for you to use as you wish. Okay, so that's kind of the primer of how to do paper towel. And so I'm going to take this same sheet right here and show you Heidi's first card. And here it is. And let me show you what she's done. So this is oh so pretty. And she has used, obviously, 2 of the papers. She used the blue pin dot as well as the teal. And you can see that on her card. Now, the directions are down below. You just click on the card and you'll see the directions. I don't have, yes, I do have directions for all of them. So yes, I do. So when Heidi made this, she decided to make it with a window, or an aperture as sometimes they're called. And she used our rectangle cutting dies. This is rectangles with straight edges and also scallops, but this time she's just using these straight lines. And so she took the teal paper, cut it to the size in the directions, and glued it to the front. And then she put the cutting die on the top, ran it through the die cutting machine, and that took care of that step. Now, going into this card, she has used, as I said, the florals for colorists, and she's used 2 of them actually. So this corner treatment is made with this piece. That was the red set. So red number 1, 2, 3, and 4 are right there. So that kind of goes around that edge. The only thing you want to make sure is, because this is open, you don't have any foam tape going down. So you don't want to have that holding your card closed, right? That makes sense. Now, she did use the purple ribbon set to tie a bow and to zot it right at the corner. Then she used the other one on the inside. Now, the total inside of the card was covered with the paper. And the way that we like to do that is you take your glue, whatever glue you use, I use a glue stick, and run it around the outside edge. And then I make a great big X in the middle. And then I position my paper against the fold and along one edge, press it down, then turn this over and just trim it to fit. That way I don't have to do measuring, and it just makes it so much easier for me. You do whatever you want. Now, this is the piece that she has used to go on the inside. So this is number 1, gets glued down first. And this is the green set. So number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. In this case, they all have 4 layers. It varies from sheet to sheet. Now, remember the extra art I talked about? Well, she used those 2 pieces, or actually this piece, right here in the corner, and that just did a nice job. So we've got this piece raised, and this raised. So that's nice. The lots of hugs, well, that is done with our We're Together Pearl and Pastels, and the We're Together has words, very sweet, meaningful words that are stacked, and then there's other sheets that are in longer rows, and so you get both of those in lots of different colors. In fact, in this set, there are 20 sheets, so you're going to get 10 of each in 10 different colors. Then our final bit of addition is something that's new. This is the Ocean Blue Crystals. And you might remember the box that had all different colors of crystals. Well, this is a combination in one color, a combination of different sizes. So just, we like to use the Cosmic Shimmer Specialist glue, just do some dabs and then go back with the jewel picker and place them. So those are in the centers of many of the flowers, and then also along that great big flower. So that is our first one, and you can see what you can do. Now, let me show you her second card, because there are some other things going on using the same cards, or using the same paper towel and the same papers with a bit of a twist. So again, she's using the teal, but this time she's also brought in the gray. And you can see how she layered them on the front of her card. Now, as I said, we often follow the directions on the paper towel and layer them with foam tape. But this time, Heidi did something different. So let me just show you what she did. So she took the piece that I started with, and she put that on the front of her card like this. But before she glued it down, she put that number 2 one right there. So she's mixing them in a different way and using more of them flat, which is perfectly fine. I'm here to tell you. So there we have those. Then she went back and used this one here, and let me see. okay, this one is on top. And then that one right there. So that created her focal with just 2 layers this time, not 4, because she's placed them offset. So that worked really well. Then what about her extra decor there? Well, that came from the hopscotch die cuts. Now, she pulled the hello, and she pulled the butterflies, 2 butterflies, from this package. Now, this package has 2 of these sheets. It's a 12 by 12 format, and you can see lots of things will happen there. So really cute. Now this time she used both that ocean blue and also the mango crystals, and she put them on the centers of her flowers. Very fun. Let's go to the inside of this card, and here she did a couple of things. Now, she went back to the hopscotch die cuts, and you see those swirls? Well, she glued one here and one here. And then this label she glued right here. So she made a really nice little cluster to give you room for your message or anything you want to add, certainly your signature. And then she's also taken more of the paper towel and layered them there, another bit of a crystal. The missing you, well, that is also coming out of the We're Together, but this is the set that is just called More Colors. The first set was Pearls and Pastels. This is We're Together More Colors, and so you get black, white, you get white, gold, silver, and brown. The white is right there, the missing you. Just really, really nicely done. Same paper, same treatment of the papers on the inside as on the outside. So 2 different looks, and that's why it's really nice to share these 2 with you to begin with. Okay, let's go to our next card, and as you can see, this one is using a different red. This is the plaid, and it's also using that pink. Now, I like red and pink together, and I think it does really nicely here. Now, with this card, she first cut 1.5 inches off of the front flap, and so that made this opening. It gives you a peek to the inside, and she cut her pink and matted it on the red, as you can see right here. And the paper towel that she has used, let me pull that, is called Family Ties. So that's nice to go together with the We're Together Dazzles, isn't it? And this is foil, so you can see how shiny that is, how beautiful that is. The other thing that happens with the foil is that there is a different type of foil. There are designs within the foiling on every single section. So the top of the roofs have a different kind of design in them, as do the ones that are on the houses or in the trees. It's just an added dimension. So just really, really pretty. Again, you're always going to be able to make 3 finished stacked designs with each paper towel sheet. This time she has just used this one. You can see it down here. Now this is our regular 5-inch by 6.5-inch card. You can see that this does a really nice job of filling that space quite nicely. Now, if you were doing a slimline card, which you would need more space, how about adding that tree over here next to the houses? That would do a nice job. But let's see what Heidi has done. So she has layered the layers, 3 layers there on the front of the card, and she added these are the 49 Market wishing bubbles. Now these are called cotton candy, and I thought it was really fun that it kind of looks like clouds up there, doesn't it? So that's very neat. On the inside, she matted on the red, but on the inside she covered the inside with the red, and she took one of the little houses. This is an extra artwork, matted it on the pink and just glued it there. Now, she also took our new bow dies and made a bow right here. So easy to make, 2 different sizes, and she made the larger one right there, just glued it down. The best wishes with the hearts, Well, that comes from another set of Dazzles. This is our 500 Greetings Dazzles. They are written out like this. They're extra little images. There's hearts, flowers, and this comes in, there are 3 different sheets, different designs, 12 sheets all together in black, white, gold, and silver. You can see the best wishes, and doesn't that just do a nice job? Now, if you wanted to stretch it, again, you can use these layers differently. So you could just use this, that separately, do your houses, and do it on something else. So that's the beauty of these. Now, let's go to another sheet, and let me bring in the next card, and let me pull out paper towel that it is using. There it is. This is called Robin's Whimsy, and you can see that it has reds and the blues in it and gray. Those are colors that we've been talking about, aren't they? So she's gone back to, in fact, Debbie made this card. She's gone back to use the gingham and again the gray. And you might not have thought that gray would come in quite so handy when you first saw the colors, but as you can see, this is doing nicely. And so she has cut these, letting the edge of the card be a matte, and then she cut a smaller piece of the gray to go in the center. And then she added some of our fancy border dazzles. Now these are the primary colors, and you can see that she's got the blue here and a blue top and bottom. Now, she put together the paper towel and used all 3 layers for it, and then she went back and wanted to add a greeting into it. And that greeting is also coming from the Greetings Dazzles, but this is the ones that are in primary colors. So you do get black, but you also get, as you can see, blue and green and yellow and red, and she used the red smile right there. Now, these little hearts, well, you probably figured it out. Those are extra artwork. And she added on top of those our little heart dazzles. And there are 358 on this sheet. Such a good deal. Now, we did bring in plenty for Valentine's Day, but we do have plenty for you to express your love all year round. So that's what this is. And this is that piece right here. And you can see it just creates a really nice statement. Again, you could use it on a slim line. You could also use it on a smaller card if you wanted to. For the inside, again, the gray and the red in different versions. So just a little bit of red is showing just on the top and the bottom. And then she has placed one of the other hearts right here, just flat. I love you is from the same Dazzles Greetings collection, another little heart. So that worked very nicely. Now I also have another card for you and wanted to share that. Before I go there though, I just thought it would be fun to show you since I have this. This is this little heart already built up. So again, you can see that it is very thin. It's going to go through the mail just perfectly. You can use this on planners, your scrapbook pages, and it will be just fine. And you've got paper to match. So that's always nice. Okay, now we're going to go to our last card. And Debbie also made this for me. I appreciate that, Debbie. And this is using the dot. That red dot just is so handy. And then it's also using the all over words. And I'm looking to find that sheet. And you would think it would be a lot easier than it is appearing to be. Okay, well, that's what it looks like. You can go from there. Somehow I've lost it. But this has been cut, again, just smaller than our 5 by 6.5 inch card. And then this sheet was torn, and that just gives you kind of a horizon line and gives you an uneven edge. So that worked out perfectly. And this one is going back to our hopscotch die cuts because they're very useful. Now, they're not going to stack unless you choose to stack them like Debbie did on this card. So certainly the hot air balloon is very fun to have tilted. You can see the little tag is right there with the star on top. The banner right here with a flower. Let's see, this is the green flower right there. Right there is going to go on top. So you can layer them, of course. They're just, you're not going on top of the same design. The little bee is right there. Very, very fun. Now, Debbie brought in the black ribbon set because of that black and white baker's twine and tied that around the hot air balloon and did a knot. The Just Because, yes, I know, it's another Dazzles, and this is the set of tiny words and phrases. So the Just Because, it's so interesting how often these just fit the bill. Now, let's go on to the inside, and again, there's a bigger piece of that paper where I have somehow mislaid it, and then there's also this piece. So we've got this label going on, and she's used the word blessings, done another of the baker's twine. Now, I had a couple other pieces left over that we didn't use, but you know, I think it just makes sense to show them to you. So here's some more of those hopscotch die cuts. Very pretty with the teal. And here's another version bringing in a paper doily and more of the Dazzles and layering these. So lots of things that you can do, beautifully done and very creatively done. Okay, now that you've seen all the things you can do with these, let me just recap what's in the Money Saver. You're going to get one package of the little things. That's with 12 double-sided papers in 12 by 12. Then you're going to get 2 of the florals for colorists, and that's going to be 2 for the price of 1. Okay, that's a good deal. Then you're going to get 2 of the Family Ties foiled paper towel, also 2 for the price of 1. And you'll also receive 2 of the Robin's Whimsy paper towel. Same thing, 2 for the price of 1. And then you'll get 1 of the hopscotch because that one already has 2 sheets in it. And so that will be included. So all of this is in the Money Saver. Of course, you can buy everything individually. Again, thank you so much for joining us. You can see the projects down below. Just click on them. You can go and see the instructions. You can print out the cards, whatever you want to do. And if you are watching this on YouTube and you've liked it, please tell us that you liked it and subscribe. We want to share more of our webisodes with everyone. And we want to thank you so much for being part of our Paper Wishes family. See you next time.